Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Emma and today I am going to be kind of reflecting on 2019 and just kind of talking about like my goals and kind of hopes, I guess, if you will, for 2020. I did a video like this last year. I'll link it down below in case you guys are interested. I was watching this as I was preparing and researching for this video because I honestly kind of forgot everything that happened to me this year. So yeah, I have like a whole like note about my months and semesters and just kind of stuff like that. So I'm just going to talk through my year, reflect on the goals that I made for 2019, and then kind of talk about those. And then I don't know, I didn't really put together a list of goals for 2020. I'm not a huge fan of like goals because I feel like no one really ever accomplishes them. So also, yes, I am in a hotel. My family is in South Carolina right now, so I'm not with my normal background and the lighting's kind of yellow, but people walking by, but it's okay. All right, so firstly with 2019 has honestly probably been my best year yet. I had such an incredible like school experience. I lived abroad over the summer and it was just like the best year of my life yet. And I've kind of been looking at like Twitter and you see it pop up on Instagram, like people are like, oh, forget 2019, like I'm ready for a new start. But I definitely don't feel that way. I'm kind of sad to say goodbye to 2019 just because it was so good and I just loved it so much. So we're gonna start in January, of course. January and February kind of went by without any special stuff going on. Started out in Florida with my grandma. My whole family was there, so we just kind of spent the days by the pool and the beach and just relax, which is always a great way to start the year, I feel like. And then I went back to school for my last semester of my sophomore year. I don't remember the semester that well. I know I had classes Monday through Friday, which was the first time that had happened, and I actually kind of liked it because I was always done early and I really did enjoy my classes. I had some really great professors and I just took some of my favorite classes. I'm trying to remember what I took. I know I took sophomore seminar liberal arts, world history 2, I think, intercultural communication, which I loved. I really did like my classes. I knew people in my class, or I got to know the people in my classes better, and I feel like it was just really good and it honestly kind of flew by. I mean, remember I went skiing a few times, I babysat a couple times. Also for my intercultural class I did a homeless experience, which I did make a video on, but then I privated because I was getting some gross comments. But yeah, essentially like not the whole class did it, just those who wanted to do it, but I did. We were homeless for 36 hours, so we spent the night at a homeless shelter and we ate dinner with them and we were treated as one of them. And then we were sent out into the world to like do some tasks and go to shelters and check stuff out. And we only had like $2 each to our name. So just figuring it out, like we had to panhandle and get people to give us money, and we had to figure out the bus route and we walked a lot. But yeah, it was a really good experience. I'm really happy that I had that experience. I kind of forgot about it. In March, spring break, my mom and I traveled to Germany and Italy. We went to Rothenburg ob der Tauber. I don't remember where exactly it is in Germany, but we flew into Frankfurt and then drove there, and then we flew to Naples, Italy, and we did the Amalfi Coast for a few days, which is probably one of my favorite places in Italy so far. Then we also did Rome for a couple days, which I did not love at all. I actually really didn't like Rome, but it was a really good trip and it was just fun. Again, I love traveling and I love Europe, so it was a really good trip. In April, I went to my first college party. That was kind of a big thing, so I wanted to include it. My dad and I had a really nice day, or maybe a couple of days, downtown in Cincinnati before I left for Ukraine. I think I left on the 27th. I'm checking my Instagram to see. Yeah, April 27th I left for Ukraine and I spent a little over 3 months there. So that was honestly kind of the highlight of my year. Just to go abroad with people that I didn't know, 5,000 miles away from home. You know, there was a 7-hour time difference. it was definitely a big step, but I really didn't think anything of it. Like, it was so easy for me. I lived with a host family. You guys have heard me talk about this so much, but I lived with a host family, and then at a summer camp, got to know the girls in my group really well. I was dubbed the peacemaker because I got along with everyone, and it was just really cool to get to know them. Got really close to a couple girls. Yeah, I feel like I just mostly learned that I'm not a failure when it comes to relationships and creating those, because I feel like up until that point I really have not had a lot of friends in college, because I lost most, if not all, of my high school relationships and friendships and stuff. So it was nice just to be able, oh look, like I can still communicate and have conversations and become close to people. Like, that was a really big thing for me, and I was just like so genuinely happy. There was a couple issues here and there. It was definitely difficult dealing with kids and the language. I taught English there 20 hours a week, so it was a crazy hectic time in the classroom, but it was so much fun, and our native coordinators were amazing, and obviously we got to travel around Europe. I think I made a note. Yeah, we traveled to 13 countries, a few of which I had already been to, but it was just so amazing to get to see so many different beautiful cities and to travel with friends rather than family, which is, I thought, was a lot more fun. I feel like I just learned so much about myself, about culture, what I want to do in my future. Yeah, like I said, I was genuinely very happy. I remember telling my mom one night on the phone, I was like, even with all this like hard stuff that's going on, I'm the happiest I've ever been. So that was awesome. My dad did come to visit me in almost, like, I think he left a week before I came home, which was good because I definitely didn't, I loved him being there and getting to show him Kiev, and we went to Greece together, but it was definitely hard when he left. Obviously the highlight of my life, I talk about it all the time. I miss it every day. I still keep in touch with some of the girls, and it's just such a neat experience. So if any of you guys have a chance to do something crazy like that, do it, because you won't regret it. I got back early August. I was definitely very sad for like a week, like uber depressed, didn't talk, like cried all the time, and then I kind of got out of that funk. I moved into my house for my senior year of college. Yeah, I felt like I really delved into school. This has been my favorite semester yet so far. I loved the classes I took. I had friends in a couple classes. It was just a really enjoyable, fun semester, and the homework wasn't like overly much, so it was just like not a lot of issues. Like, it was just a really, really good semester. I did go to Costa Rica in October with my mom, which was probably our best trip to date. We had so much fun. Then I also got to see one of my friends from Ukraine who lived there, which was also super fun. Our time was too short, but it was cool to see her again. Throughout the semester, I also tutored a 3rd grader at a CPS school, and it was so fun. So I'm gonna do it again next semester, just to give back to the community and to be a positive role model or influence in their life. I think that's huge. I turned 21. It was actually a really good birthday. I haven't had a lot of good ones in the past couple years, so it was a good one. And yeah, I finished my semester. I got all A's. Which was really exciting. I've spent the past like 3 weeks at home, which has been good. I was working a lot at the dance store, which actually I had my last day on the 19th technically, so kind of moving on from that a little bit, and I've just been reading a lot and just relaxing since then. And now we're in South Carolina and we're just kind of hanging out, reading. We're in the hot tubs a lot. It's been kind of rainy lately, so it hasn't been super nice, but yeah, it's been a really, really good year so far. And yeah, I'm filming this on Monday the 30th. I cannot believe, honestly, that this year is over. It's gone by so fast. Definitely the fastest year. Yeah, it's been so good. Okay, so now for my 2019 goals, I'll put them up on the screen as well. I'm just gonna go through and like talk about them. Do more of what makes me happy. Example, dance classes, skiing, reading, journaling, taking pictures. I feel like I did do this. I feel like it mostly revolved around traveling and living in Europe over the summer, but I did read a bit kind of in the fall semester. It's hard when you're like school and then reading. Like, it's hard, I feel like, for me to get into reading for fun, but I definitely like worked out a lot more. I didn't really do any dance classes. I didn't ski. I didn't get a pass for this year because I don't have a car, so I have no way to get there. And also none of my friends ski, so I just went by myself and I just didn't really like it that much. Have been journaling a lot more, taking photos. Of course, I love photography. Work out to better my mental and physical health. This I feel like is true. I've felt like I did a pretty good job at working out like 2 or 3 times a week for not that long, only like 15-20 minutes, but I feel like it definitely helps me, and I was definitely in like a more positive mindset. Be present. I feel like this is true. Over the summer I was especially very present just because our cellular didn't work, our Wi-Fi didn't really work, so I was not on my phone. I was just like really in touch with my surroundings. And I feel like I don't really remember my spring semester, but I feel like overall I was more in touch and in tune and noticing things around me instead of like being on my phone all the time. Spend less time in front of a screen. I would like to say this is true, but I feel like it's really not, because I feel like when I get the like screen reports, I'm always averaging like 3 hours every single day, which is too much. But I'm also like, I leave my phone on all the time. I don't always like lock it or, you know, Netflix or stuff like that. But I definitely would like to continue this into the new year. Take risks. I feel like I definitely did this. I mean, I moved to Ukraine, which was a huge risk, I guess, kind of ish. But yeah, I took a risk. I went on a date with a guy that I haven't gone on a first date since like I was 16, so that was huge. Don't really talk to him anymore, but I'm still glad that it happened and I did it. Yeah, I mean, I moved into a house with myself, which up until then I had always lived with my parents, so that's kind of a risk. Got to know some new people in my classes. I started talking to more like random people, which is huge for me. So I definitely need to continue risk taking in the new year, because I feel like I'm kind of that person that's like kind of sporadic and I'll just like do like random stuff random times. But I definitely need to continue to be mindful of things that like I haven't done in the past and things that I know that I should do, and I just need to do it. Be compassionate, kind, loving, and gracious. I definitely feel like this year I've kind of mellowed out and have been thinking a lot about humans and our actions and responsibilities and stuff, and I definitely feel like I am a lot more generous, gracious, you know, just like a nicer person overall. With people outside of my family, I feel like I definitely need to work on being nice to the people in my family, and not just like my friends. So that's something that I need to work on. Don't take things too seriously. I feel like this is kind of true. I mean, I'm definitely more of a serious person. I do need to continue to work on this, but I definitely feel like I was a little bit more relaxed and not as like uptight and such a control freak. So I feel like in that way that was good. My last one is to be vulnerable online and engage with followers. I feel like I definitely did not do this. I was just thinking the other day, I was like, I feel so disconnected from all of you guys. And maybe it's just like posting once a week isn't enough, or what I say in my videos, I don't know, but I definitely did not take any like risks with social media. But it's also really time consuming, and it's frustrating when you're spending so much time creating and nobody watches the video or nobody likes the photo or comments on it. Like, I follow a lot of people on Instagram and I hardly like any of them or comment on anything. So obviously I'm a problem. I don't do it well either, but as from a creator standpoint, it's definitely frustrating. And I feel like whenever I am more vulnerable, people just kind of attack me because they can, because they're hiding. So this is something that I would like to continue, just to be more upfront and honest and share things that I feel like are appropriate to share online, because I feel like a lot of the things that I think about, that I talk about with my friends or my family, are just not really things that I should be sharing online. So yeah, 2020 I know is going to be an amazing year. I'm traveling to Ireland, Hawaii. I'm graduating from college with my bachelor's, which is so exciting. Then I'm going to move abroad again to teach English, which I'm super excited about. So I know it's going to be a really, really good year, and I'm just really hopeful and just thinking positive things about it. And you know, I'm excited for college and to go back to my friends and my house on campus and just continue to work on myself and educate myself and learn more and more about this wonderful world that we live in. And yeah, I think that's all for this video. I'm definitely gonna do an Instagram Q&A over the next couple of days, so you guys will probably see that as well if you follow me on there. Just more about kind of like my hopes for next year and just kind of answering any questions. But yeah, I really don't want to be late to bingo. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys have any other like goals or what your resolutions are for the new year. This is super exciting, leaving the whole decade behind, which is crazy. So yeah, thanks for watching again. I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.